Nigerians can meet the conditions for TINUBU'S student loan, Jide Johnson. A senior lecturer at the Nigerian Institute of Journalism, Jide Johnson, has voiced his concerns about whether average Nigerians will be the ones to benefit from the student loan bill signed by Tinubu. In his interview, Johnson noted how the president signed the bill shortly after he was sworn into office. Addressing the topic, Jide said, one of the conditions for student loan is to get a level 12 civil servant to stand as your guarantor. But this could be easily exploited by the civil servants who will be the ones to execute the policy. What has been the outcome of the federal government's policies that required using civil servants as guarantors? There are numerous examples of how such programs ended. He also added, I wonder if the student loan program is to help the average Nigerian or to help the highly placed Nigerians. How many average Nigerians can meet the conditions for Tinubu's student loan? I am concerned that the president signed the bill into law without an attorney general of the federation to advise him. Okay, I think maybe I need a bit more detail on this student loan thing and eligibility, because if eligibility has to just do with paying back, oh my days, it really shows where we are as an economy. Because, okay, for a lot of first world countries, you do actually get to pay back. And to be honest, in a lot of first world countries, student loans, the conversation of paying back has actually been, over the years, a more growing and concerning issue. That, on the other hand, as much as a student loan is good, in a lot of first world countries, it actually deters a lot of students from getting a student loan. However, the benefit is not necessarily for the short-term gain, or because it just looks like as if, we're doing the student loan, just make sure that you can pay back. Because there are a lot of students who might not necessarily pay back. And I don't think a lot of countries issue student loans with the intention that the payback is guaranteed. However, in these countries, taxes are high. So when you work, you do pay your taxes, and given how much you earn, for example, in the UK, you actually get to pay a percentage. So there's a cap. You see, there's so many regulations and there's so many things that are considered, right? You don't just make a decision. For you to actually pay back the loans, some people take almost 30 years to pay back the loan. And sometimes after 30 years, it's written off. And this is with the expectation that whoever they're investing in, that is in their country, that's going to get education and get this loan, will eventually work in the labor market and contribute to the economy over a period of time, whilst they pay back the loans, while they pay taxes. And usually there's a cap, as I said before. If you earn over a certain amount, then you pay a certain percentage. So basically, the more you earn, the more you pay. If you do not earn enough, you will just pay a little percentage. And that percentage usually is not substantial to a point where you're not even able to live for yourself. And this is also in addition to the tax that you pay, if that makes sense. So I think in terms of countries budgeting and with loans, even in Scandinavian countries, in Sweden as well, university is free. It is free. There's an expectation that in the long run, we are basically equipping our people. So in the mindset as to which these policies are made is to basically equip the minds that they have, and promote the fact that they are worthy to add to the economy, to the domestic economy. That's what it is. And that's how you create value, because you create skilled workers. You help businesses. You help investors. Unemployment wouldn't be an issue, because what causes unemployment is the fact that sometimes there are not enough skills that are needed to fix a problem or to cater to a business issue. Whether the skills are outdated, which means, businesses will have to retrain. So you have to think of all these things. And when it comes to eligibility, and when you look at countries, the issue as well is also the inequality. And in this case, the income inequality. Because when it comes to paying back, we have to look at the incomes of average households. And so even in other countries, first world countries we're going to compare, when it comes to as a whole, when it comes to, the inequality in the country, the gap has actually, been reduced. It's not like a huge disparity where the rich is so rich and the poor is so poor. In Nigeria, you can literally have a mansion. You step outside, the man has, a house made of wood, right? So when it comes to eligibility of loans as well, they tend to assess the average household income. And in my personal opinion, given how Nigeria is the economy and how much on average families are earning, the education might as well be free, because realistically, to ask for how many millions of youths to pay back, it's like we are starting from scratch. We cannot start, because at the end of the day, if you look at countries like England, there was a time where, university tuition, it was free. You didn't have to pay. Over time, you have to now think, over time, the economy has grown. The income per capita has increased. The type of jobs have increased. The revenue of the country has increased. So money is flowing around. People are more independent and can actually work to live and survive. Not saying that it is easy. It is absolutely not easy for certain people who have to work menial jobs here and there and also pay for their bills. No, not that it's easy, but there's a solution. It's not a thing where you are hopeless or people are not able to work or schools are not running. Like strikes even. It's like you also delay the entrance into the labor market because you delay graduations, you delay these skills from actually being developed. This is a problem. And so with the eligibility and obviously I'm speaking from a place where I've just had limited information as to how these student loans are going to work. But the fact that the policy is being made on a condition, or actually the loans are given on a condition that it can be paid back as the first criteria of eligibility. Come on now, let's be realistic. How much do your citizens earn? And how much would the loans be? Because given the average fees, not everyone, for example, in some countries, not everyone receives the same amount of money for student loans. And technically, the student loans aren't given to the students. They're given to the universities. And the universities use that to improve. So it's basically it's basically a subsidy, I guess, for education. Because what the students actually receive, now there are different types of loan, where there's a welfare loan. So you basically take in money that is basically for people use it for their rent, for their food, for their transport, accommodation. That's what the loan that students receive in their bank accounts. That's what the loan is. But when it comes to a student loan, it's not given to the student for them to pay back. No, the loans are actually, it's like the government will just give universities, depending on how many applications they have and how many entrants, give them the money. So on your record, you just have this loan, but it's not like as if the money is given to you and you have to guarantee you pay it back. The guarantee that you paid back is the fact that you will work in the country and you will get taxed. That's the guarantee. Not that you have to then get, a civil servant. How many civil servants are there in comparison? So you're basically going to say that one civil servant will be guarantors for how many students? Come on now. Put what you think about this in the comment section below and don't forget to like and subscribe.